Then again, if you have estrogen, all hope is lost. Okay, Cosmos, we back. Back talk about Bray Wyatt. And of course, like I said, because when it comes to Bray Wyatt, especially like this, and of course we have the audience, and in turn talking about the wrestling, the wrestling audience, and the culture that we have when it comes to, of course, like if you don't go along with the sheep, if you don't go along with the brain dead, robotic, slave set, mindset of reality, like if you don't go along with the meta of, if you don't like something as everybody else should, then you're labeled as a hater now. Of course, if you don't like something that everybody else, if you don't put it over, and if you don't regard it as top level, top tier, or as far as like what, as far as like the kids are saying nowadays, if you don't refer to it as it's cooking, that's one of the terms, then you're a hater. You're just you just hating, along those lines. And I've talked to like going months back, I've talked a little bit about Bray Wyatt already, going him coming back to WWE. And when Triple H, the supposed Triple H, the new regime, and I said it's like, of course, like this new iteration, this new character of Bray Wyatt is not working, and of course I got my own type of level, ignorance stand level of just people coming to the video, coming straight to the comment section and labeling me stereotypes and already putting labels on me. So, because like I said, you can't, like, if your opinion doesn't match the masses, or what, they're being indoctrinated, brainwashed by other, the typical wrestling podcasters that they watch on a day to, like, that's telling them as far as what this should be, then like I said, you're labeled as far as a hater, and you have no clue to what to what you are saying. And like I said, it's just the times that I've talked about Bray Wyatt, the times that I've gone over and talked about Bray Wyatt, that, like I said, as far as me goes, because I know there's people out there also, but yeah, as far as I go, haven't been feeling this iteration about Bray Wyatt, and it's time to talk about that. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about him right now, and yeah, he's clearly out of the WWE right now, and of course to that. But yeah, we'll get to that when we get confirmation. That's what, if you saw what a community post, but yeah, I won't talk about that yet because we haven't got any as far as confirmation going to it. But I say yeah, been thinking about it, and it's time to talk about Bray Wyatt. So, which is why we're here right now, this early morning. And it's kind of like, because when it comes to Bray Wyatt, it's kind of like he's one of those, like a Dolph Ziggler. I can only as far as that, or yeah, and you can say like a CM Punk, as far as like a Dolph Ziggler, CM Punk, those types of deals. Earlier in their career, they had a ball rolling, but WWE decided to fence being who they are. They just immediately, without no reason at all, almost like what's going on, like they immediately put an accent in it. And at first I didn't like, I didn't really catch on. Like at first I wasn't that set in. I wasn't, as far as being believed, or I wasn't really that taken in to Bray Wyatt. Yeah, of course, as far as like the Nexus, his stint going into Nexus. Well, yeah, because it's like very early in the PG era, of course, 2010s. Of course, that was, he being in the Nexus. And then, like I said, besides WWE, also, especially beyond that point, wasn't watching anymore. So I didn't know about the outside stuff. I didn't know about, like, the other promotions and, like, territories, underground territories, stuff like that. So I didn't even know that he was being like I do now. I don't know about. I didn't beyond that point. I didn't know about the repackaging as far as like characters and wrestlers go. So I didn't know he was repackaging at that time. A year later in 2013, or 2 3 years later, he would go into the whole repackage of Bray Wyatt. The whole yeah. And but yeah, I did saw snippets, and I did like as far as read, and I seen snippets, like yeah, like I could saw, and I like saw the whole crazy thing where everybody was like, yeah, everybody were talking, and they were like really crazy, and the whole thing was going really bananas over the new character, this new character, and I was like yeah, cause like I said, I was still pretty much on beyond that point. CM Punk didn't really leave yet. This is in 2013, kind of. So like yeah, and like I said, I didn't watch NXT. I only watched as far as like the main roster in WWE. So yeah, as soon as he got to the main roster, yeah, like I said, I would say it because I did like that type of Bray Wyatt. That's when I got really into Bray Wyatt, and like I said, I like used the early portions, like I was really a big, I was say, yeah, just a humongous, fangirl for Bray Wyatt, and the whole, like let's say yeah, the whole cult leader type of that whole just like religious like manipulating type of cult leader type of character, and I dug that. I could not get enough of that character. It was completely incredible. It was remarkable. I feel like as far as that character goes, I felt like it was like the best thing since, I say it right now, like the best thing since, as far as like a dark character goes, those types of characters, what Bray was doing when he first like as far as like Bray Wyatt, it came on screen in 2013, or even 2012. Yeah, I'll say that. I can say that right now. That was, as far as like, that was the best thing since Undertaker and Kane. And you get to, like I said, it was really. Like I said, it really hit that stride into what they were doing there. Really hit that stride, and I was just really digging that character. But, and as far as like going there, of course, like I said, because when as far as like the what ifs, when it comes to somebody like a Dolph Ziggler. And I really thought he also another one, which he could have really, long story right there too, which he got repackaged in 2009 and like started building up to that point. He could have been a really big star, but just again WWE fucked up on him. And and it was just like immediately too, like Bray Wyatt had the Wyatt family, and this Bray was just like this whole, it was just. It was really, really good, and I was into that character. Of course, then WWE happened. Vince McMahon happened, and it just like, as far as that, because of course you had the whole also Daniel Bryan, with him trying to convert and go over Daniel Bryan. I thought that was good too. That was great. That was awesome. That was great stuff that they did. That was great content that they created. And as time went on, of course, you had full effect. And like they just start to like deteriorate. Like I said, it's not, as far as that still goes. I would say beyond that point, as far as that still goes, like I said, I feel like he still can go back to that character and do something with that. But that's when, like, as far as they, get more to more, because like I said, like when it comes to Bray Wyatt, it's like a full career retrospect, because like, it's from it's from misfire to misfire to misfire, because it just speaks now, because it's just like it's like a whole, whether it's a misfire and between the disappointment. Because it's just this whole career, you just like ask yourself, like, could have been much more. That could have been potential. Like, this could have really been, this could have been huge at one point, but just turned out to not to be. And like I said, as his career goes on, as the Wyatt family goes on, they like yeah they start being made into a complete joke. They start just being made they looked incredibly stupid. I said like because this is like a long time ago. Like I said, it's like so it's like, kind of hard to think back to because like I said, I was still on and off beyond that point. Even now too, like as far as like CM Punk almost being like almost leaving as far as that. But yeah, like I said, as time went on, yeah, the Wyatt they started being, of course, they were all that makes them like they were already started to being made like a joke beyond that point, and then not to mention that to make even much more catastrophic, they started breaking up the Wyatt family. He thought they were still good. They had Braun Strowman because that's when he first came in, Braun Strowman, but then they broke him up again, and it's just like, oh no, goodness gracious. And then they, you have like they went to the other team, like Luke Harper, so yeah, rest in soul, rest in peace. But yeah, you had Luke Harper go his separate ways, and you had Eric Roman go his separate ways. I think it was still, I don't know if it was Braun and Bray beyond that point, but like I said, even then it wasn't even a Wyatt family anymore. And yeah, like I say, leading up beyond that point, you had, yeah, sure enough that I don't know if he lost to Undertaker or not at WrestleMania 2. But yeah, of course I didn't know he lose to John Cena too. And like I said, like then he started being paired with Matt Hardy, incredibly stupid, the Eater of Worlds. And like I said, like and from this point forward, this could have really been big potential too. Because I also like the Fiend character. Yeah, sure enough that I like the Fiend character. And like I said, I was really set on when it came to the cult leader of Bray Wyatt. Yeah, I saw that. I did, because I think I did too. I don't really know, but yeah, but I did see that snippet too. It was like on because I mean this is still the early stages of because I don't think I think we still had YouTube or as far as that goes, or because I don't remember seeing it anywhere else. But yeah, the whole FCW moment and him being in FCW. I think that's where, yeah, because you had Braun Strowman in the background too, very skinny but muscular Braun Strowman, and he did the whole thing with time is on my side. Yeah, I said after that too, like I was just real. I said I don't know, because like I said, I wasn't watching like stuff like NXT and the Underground Territories, like developmental stuff like that, even like WWE's that developmental territories. But yeah, once I saw that, I wanted to see what was next with this dude, and yeah, just wanted to mention that. But yeah, like I said, there could have been really big potential. We got to the Fiend, yeah, we got to the whole Fiend character, 2019, because beyond that point they just kept screwing up. They kept making Bray Wyatt look like a car crash. Oh yeah, then the Fiend was really a car crash. Like I said, here's my thing with like the whole Fiend, with that chapter. Like I said, the Fiend, there was nothing wrong with the Fiend. Like that completely worked, and like I said, which is why I said like he had some of the best dark characters closer that that's just makes you think of is closer to Undertaker and Kane. Well, like I said, like when it comes to the Fire Funhouse, and like I say, you might have disagree. Of course, like healthy as far as that goes, of course. So yeah, I understand. But like I said, as far as like the Fire Funhouse shit goes, like that whole Disney Nickelodeon type, no, like, and I'm glad I just heard also too. I read up that thank gosh they got rid of the writer that came up with this bullshit. Thank goodness. I hope if Bray Wyatt comes back, I hope he. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I hope they never do that shit. Immediately cut that shit out, because we don't need that. And yeah, so yeah, like as soon as I saw this shit, and it's like Bray is supposed to be the Fiend, but at the same time he's playing this other character like that's that's doing this, that has this really goofy, just childish orientated type of like like blue, yeah, like I don't know if you know, but like I know you probably know some like live action like cartoons, well as far as like Dora the Explorer or Blues the Clues, where you would had to do like that dude, this goofy nerd white dude. He was like, yeah, as far as like pointing out clues and what he's with the Blues Clues, like that's what that reminds me of. And he was like Bray was doing this, like he's just doing this whole get up where it's just like, what the like you're supposed, like, dude, you're supposed to be the Fiend. You're supposed to be like a horror type of slasher character, and you're like playing this fucking Blues Clues type of character. Like, no, like I'm not gonna take that seriously. So I didn't take the Fiend seriously. It's like you're supposed to like take the whole Fiend's like you're supposed to get behind that and really buy into that character, and then he has fucking like Bray goes into this another character that's called a Fire Funhouse. Like, no, that's goofy. Like, imagine if the Undertaker or Kane did some shit like that. Retarded. I mean, Kane did. Kane did kind of go corporate Kane. So there's that. But then he would go to Demon Kane. I hated that shit also. But yeah, like I could not take that shit seriously when he was the fucking yeah, like Fire Funhouse like that. Yeah, that was like super goofy, and then it didn't work. So, and like I said, of course, they really badly messed that up, because then you had the whole thing with Alexa Bliss. It got to that Alexa Bliss, and oh my gosh, just tore it up even more. Just even made it more to the point where it's like, oh please gosh, like yeah, that was actually, like I said too, like among the worst television that you could possibly watch. Yeah, Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt together, goodness gracious, worst possible television you could possibly imagine. And of course, like they to bringing that shit back too. I have no idea. Like I said, I hope they never bring that back too. But I'm not gonna also hold my breath. And then now, like I said, you of course get to like months later now. Also, he gets released and stuff like that. We already know that. And like I said, he comes back and he's talking. He's like pretending to peek. He comes back, and like I said, I spoke on this also too, and I didn't like it. He comes back with this whole like break the wall type of fourth breaking the wall type of character, like he's like fucking Deadpool. And like that's just really stupid. And he's like talking about how he's gonna be like now like these like just all characters. It's like past characters before, but he's gonna be a hybrid of all of them, like the Fiend. But like the Fiend is basically Uncle Howdy, and it's like he's his Bray Wyatt, of course, like the cult leader. Charles Manson type of character, hillbilly. Yeah. And then what's the other character? Oh yeah, pretty much those two characters, the Fiend. Oh yeah, and the Fire Funhouse shit and stuff like that. And it's just like, oh my no, like that's like who like I said, who's real? That's just not gonna work, because it's just like you're retreading like characters also that. I said, how are those characters like those characters and are not gonna go together? And I said, like, so it's like, so what are you trying to do? Also, you also trying to like play a baby face and a heel to the fact, and that's just it. Just has, yeah, it's just like what sense does that make? No sense at all. That is, it doesn't make any sense. So I would understand if it's like, as far as like it's like from an entertainment aspect, but but not if it's like just really gonna, because like not if it's in a way where it's like you're just like almost making like Disney, Nickelodeon, or just like all together, just like these top childish type of jokes. Like that's tedious, and it's just like to the point where, yeah, it's just not gonna work. So I said, like I said, I didn't got immediately put off by that. And so, like I said, it's just like I said, it's pretty much been the notion. Like I said, these whole characters and everything like he's been doing now before that, and of course you had the whole L.A. Knight. That shit immediately went. People didn't care about that. Talking about how they're doing L.A. Knight, L.A. Knight wrong. Yeah, I would probably tell you the same thing. Yeah, just look at L.A. Knight and see how he's at right now. Nowhere to be found in the roster. And yeah, and also like you have like where people are really making a big thing now. Also too, yeah, Bray Wyatt. I mean, yeah, Brock Lesnar. Yeah, you didn't want to work with Bray Wyatt because like yeah, or like when it comes to Bray Wyatt, it's like yeah, like you try to like I say it's like you're a kid for the first time and you try to touch a stove. As far as that, or like you're like yeah, as far as like you're a kid and you try to immediately bite down on for the kid for the first time that's trying to touch a hot stove, and yeah, it's like you immediately get burnt. And I said that's Bray Wyatt in a sense of sort of way. And it's like I said, like this whole this newest version, this latest incarnation of Bray Wyatt. It reminds me. I say like just like just like on a thumbnail. It reminds me of how the Halloween franchise. If you know that, it reminds me of the the newest Bloomhouse trilogy. The newest Halloweens. And you thought because yeah, I would say yeah, the first one is good. Obviously, yeah, I would say that too. Like it's good. It's all right. It's good. I would say that the one in the first one for 2018, I would say that it's good. But of course, when you get to the rest, obviously it's just none of the shit makes sense. It's pure that they were just they made these other two just for the money, and that's why I said that's what Bray Wyatt reminds me of. It reminds you of shit that's that you knew had potential in the first place, but it comes out, it winds up that, he's just trying to play characters that worked before that, they're not as catching on as they used to. And it's like they're not working as far as like as far as like trying to add, something to the sauce, as far as like trying to add, new spices to the recipe. It's not working. It's not working. And like I say, of course, yeah, you can disagree and stuff like that, but it's like, of course, you can have the ignorance that's gonna come. It's like I said, like you can be a fangirl whenever you want, but like I said, it's true. Like the statement stands, and reality speaks for itself. And like I said, you can't lie to reality and such. And that's the current chapter. And it's like I won't say like because he's not totally done, even if like probably like most people is probably written off on Bray Wyatt. I won't say that. I mean, like I said, I want to see, and I want in some kind of way I want to see, and I want to see what they can kind of still at some point, because I feel like Bray can still because like I said, he has a built-in fan base, because he has like I said, he has hundreds of thousands, and he has like over 1 million on Twitter and stuff because Bray has some like sort of built-in fan base, and it's like I feel like he could be like some sort of attraction that can try to draw in a much more newer demographic. And that's what I feel like he can do. He can be, as far as like be an attraction that can entice new viewership. As far as like trying to be like as for right now though, I am trying to just do a hybrid of what worked before. That's pretty much irrelevant right now. Like no, like we don't need to see that. Like if it's not gonna add and just make them show more tedious, pointless, not engaging to watch. No, like I said, we don't need that. So that's why I feel like Bray can fit into that role. And like I said, like people trying to automatically it's kind of like say like where people say like I was saying I see whatever, but yeah, I like try to see like people say that Bray is like yeah basically this new version, or as far as like being I say as far as like being like as close as good or as this generation's Undertaker. Obviously, you immediately look at that and laugh, but like come on, man, like seriously, like, really gonna try to compare? Like I said, he's good, but like as far as like trying to put I don't know, like, cause in some sort of way, yeah, like you can try to like see, like I said, he has really great characters, and yeah, like he's creative, but as far as like having like the career and many moments that Undertaker has created, no, absolutely not. Like I say, like Bray has had his moments, but not on par with the Undertaker. Yeah, I don't think so. But like I said, and then you have, of course, then you have like the idiotic, closeted fangirls that say he's better than the Undertaker too. It's like laughable, completely laughable. So, yeah, I'm just I'm gonna go relax now, and I'm yeah, stay blessed, y'all.